Compilation, not authorship. Compilation, not authorship. Everything up to here I handed you straight. 5 readings, 1 standard, and a referee who didn't care which way the call fell. I kept my thumb off the scale the whole way, and in the last chapter I told you where I came down and why. What follows is different, and you should know exactly what it is before you read a word of it. What follows is all my years of pushing, of trying to destroy something, and what the pushing actually did. I went at the Trinity to break it. Instead of breaking, the breaking put something else in frame, a reality that had been sitting in the text the whole time, in plain sight, waiting. This part of the book is me showing you that reality, with the verses stacked the way they finally stacked for me. But hear this first, because it matters more than anything else in these pages. I am not handing you a doctrine. There is no counsel behind this, no creed, no teaching you must take on my authority. The word Memra was read aloud in synagogues centuries before I drew a breath. The categories it names, the word, the name, the glory, the presence, the messenger of Yahuwah, are as old as the Torah, sitting in the text the whole time. The word I borrowed, the pattern I only found. What is mine is the reading, the choice to run that one old pattern through the whole canon and read the Godhead by its light. That I'll own, and I set it on the table to be tested, not believe because I say so. Old materials, a new arrangement, compilation of what was always there, offered as a reading, never a doctrine. So take part 2 for what it is, not a verdict. The referee's job ended at the last battleground. One man's case, in the open, for the reading he believes carries the most of Scripture with the fewest moves. I'm allowed to lean now. You were told from the first page that I would. But I'll keep the same honesty the battle's kept. Where a verse proves it, I'll say proves. Where a verse only points, I'll say points. Where the text goes silent, I'll go silent with it. A lean is not a proof, and I will not dress one up as the other, not even here, where it's mine to argue. The frame the whole thing hangs on. Let me set the frame once, cleanly, so nothing downstream gets muddled. There is the Father, the uncontainable source, outside time, space, and everything made, never seen, never localized, never the figure walking the garden or seated on the throne, the well, not the water poured out. And there is the manifestation, one, not a series, not a council, not 3 of anything, the Word, the Memra, the one by whom the source creates, reveals, appears, and acts. He is the one seen in the garden, the one in the flame at the bush, the one enthroned in the visions, and at the very last the one enfleshed as Yeshua, the same manifestation, in different modes of presence. Different modes, never a different being. And there is the Ruach, the source's own breath, his presence going out into the world. Not a third someone, God's own wind, one God, his word, his breath. The source and his self-expression are one Yahuwah, not multiplied, not divided. Hold that picture, everything that follows is just the text filling it in. How this unfolds, end of section. I didn't reach that frame by building it. I reached it by trying to tear it down. So that's how I'll show it to you, the way it actually came. I'll walk you through the 2 campaigns I waged to break the Trinity. The years I spent trying to prove Yeshua was not God, and the years I spent trying to prove the Ruach was not a person. I'll show you the verses that would not fall. Then I'll show you what was left standing when the dust cleared, and walk it past Paul. Not the man I leaned on, but the one I fought hardest to throw out of the Bible, certain he had unsaid the Torah that Yeshua said he came to fill full, not abolish. Where that long fight finally landed is a study of its own. Here I bring back only what it settled for this question, then past the whole sweep of the story, and finally the 1 inch I still cannot diagram, and why, once I'd seen what he showed me, I no longer needed to. Start where I started, with the standard I was defending.